Hello, I'm Dennis O'Sullivan, head teacher at Chauncy School, and this is a welcoming message for the parents of our new Year 7 cohort. There is 273 of them, making a total in the school of around about 1,400 children, students as we now call them, and around about 130 staff, so it's a big institution. The most urgent matter to tell you is that it's okay for the kids to be a little bit nervous. Some people call it anxious about coming to the new school. Everybody is a little bit nervous coming to their secondary school. It is absolutely okay. We will look after them. We will keep them safe in the school, and so you don't need to worry too much about that. But they will get lost, and there are loads of people that will help them. And by the end of the second day, they will know their way around the school like world experts. We have travelling time between every lesson, 10 minutes, so there's never any reason to get nervous about being late. And they will be in 15 to 20 different rooms in a week, so that's quite exciting, isn't it? In the opening few weeks, we will give them priority in the canteen and extra time, so you don't need to worry about them not being fed. Sometimes the kids come home with stories and say there was no steak or parve left at the end of lunch. Well, no, sometimes there won't be steak or parve, but there will always be food. If you have any concerns about anything we are doing or trying to do, ring reception. Don't stand around at the bottom of the school having a chat about it. Ring reception, and most times they will be able to put you through to somebody who can deal with the issue, or they can deal with the issue themselves. Communication is very, very important. We don't want you sat at home worrying. Likewise, we don't want you telling us that you're worried about your cat's health or the state of the National Health Service. You should tell your MP about the latter. We open at 7:30 in the morning, so you can drop your kids in the car park, or they can walk here with their friends or come on public transport. Anytime from 7:30. We start at 8:15. 8:15 is the official start time for Year 7, and one of our expectations about all students and adults in the school is they will be punctual and they will come all the time. Okay? They will start with their 8:15 clubs, which have been allocated according to the information we have on each child's abilities at this point, SAT scores and so on. Very soon we will be doing some computer-based tests called CATs. There is no revision possible. They're quite interesting, they're quite fun. There's a spatial awareness and numeracy and a literacy sort of thing. Gives us a better idea than SATs on where they need encouragement and extra support if that's at all possible. We have very high expectations of everybody in the school. The teachers have got to be in their lessons before the children. They've got to dress in a certain sort of way. They have got to have resources all ready. They have got to know everybody's name very quickly. They've got to know everybody's aptitude, ability and interest very quickly, whether they've got special needs, health problems and so on. And on the matter of health issues, if you haven't told us that your kids, say, asthmatic, ring reception. You don't need to worry about us taking care of your kids' health. We have lots of first aiders, and if we're in any doubt, we will ring you. And if there's anything urgent, God, hopefully not, we ring an ambulance. A couple of times a year, there's a broken limb, and we will look after them. Please do not take phone calls from your child during the day. If a child is feeling sick, the idea is that they get sent to reception. Reception look after them, get them a drink of water, find out if they've had anything to eat and so on. Tell them to sit and relax. Please don't listen to your child if they ring up saying, "Mum, I've got a headache. I should be in English, but I'm sat on the sofa." We will communicate with you as quickly and correctly as possible. So some kids, they're a little bit sickly and they want to go home when they could remain here. Other times kids have got COVID and so on. We will have to ask you to take them away. So it's important we have your numbers, which I'm sure we have, and emergency numbers as well. Back to the attendance and the punctuality. We don't have many rules in the school. They're obvious ones. Be nice to people. Work hard. Try your best. No spitting, stabbing, shouting, swearing, all those sorts of things. But the written down rules are few. We are very big here on rewards and praise. So, for example, if a kid comes to their 8:15 club every time on time for a week, they get a merit point. And merit points in the end do get prizes. Not many, and you need quite a lot of points, but they are recognised every week in our assemblies. So we expect the children to come here every day on time to work hard. The uniform is very simple. We must have the cheapest uniform I know of. That's deliberate. It's also the law, by the way. It's meant to be as cheap as possible. It is the same for everybody. Shoes, trousers, shirt, blazer, the tie and the badge we do. You can buy the uniform, most of it, in Asda, Tesco's and so on. Very, very cheaply. It is uniform for all. We expect correct uniform. Our biggest sort of concern in terms of school rules is that sometimes some of the boys in particular are a little bit hands-on. We do not make physical contact with each other at Chauncy School, and we will employ sanctions if anybody is hands-on. Bullying, violence, fighting, we will exclude. That means the kids will go home, and then when they come back they will be on warnings and so on. But don't worry about that, because our big thing is rewards and praise. And usually the ratio for the whole school is about 17 or more positive rewards to 1 negative sanction. But we do adhere to the sanctions. If a kid's got a detention, they do the detention. We manage the school. We're classed as an outstanding school. We may get a different title at some other point, but we manage the school for it to be safe, happy and successful. And knowing that there are rules and expectations is good for everyone. For you, for me, for the teachers, for all the staff that work here and the kids. Okay, we try and get on together. I would suggest that you look very carefully at the whole aspect of social media as a parent. Now more than ever, your child will have access to hundreds and hundreds of other students. And sometimes it's not just Twitter people, twits or tweeters, who are keyboard warriors. Sometimes children are mean to each other on Twitter, or rather Instagram or TikTok or wherever they go. Can I suggest it's your phone? You bought it. You should have a look at it. I did this with my kids. They didn't like it. I bought it. So social media is the biggest problem, because it's so easy to just rattle off something very angry. Parents sometimes do it. So if you're writing to me, I suggest you stop and think for a while. We have doubled the price of our bottles of drink, because we have got 4 cool water machines around the school, and everybody should bring their own bottle. Okay, so we had 200 bottles a day last year thrown around or in the bins. It's bad for the environment, and it is a lazy thing to do. Bring your own bottle and look after it. Kids can bring their own packed lunch whenever they like. They don't have to tell us they're having packed lunch today or tomorrow. We don't inspect their packed lunch. We expect children and their parents to act as responsibly as possible. We all like junk food occasionally. Every day, almost without exception, for 23 years, I have gone down the car park at the end of the school day. Please be aware that there are 1,400 children entering the school. I know they come from 7:30 onwards till 9:15, but there are 1,400 of them and adults. You don't drive up the drive, please. In the afternoons, please don't park in the bus lane, because as the name suggests, it's for our buses. And if the bus can't get in, the traffic behind can't get in, the whole of Park Road is jam solid, and someone goes on social media to say that school's disgraceful, they've got too many kids. We've got 1,400. In terms of our results, which you might be interested, back to the car park first. On the car park, there are zigzags and zebra crossings. Please, please, please acknowledge them. And please, when I'm stood there, or when Steve Walton or Di Carey stood there, don't blow your horn at us. We're trying to get the kids out and home, and we're trying to do it safely. Remember I said we want to keep the kids safe, happy and successful. Results. Our A-level results, brilliant. Our vocational results, brilliant. Our GCSE results, brilliant. Kids came to us way below average, and by working with us, they're going to university or higher apprenticeships or so on. So if you work with us, if you trust us, and you've got to trust us, if you can sort of say, yeah, that O'Sullivan, he may have some funny ideas, but he probably knows what he's doing by now after 43 years. And that Walton, he really is taking the kids' interest to heart. We're teaching them social skills, communication skills, as well as English history, technology and so on. You'll hear about all the variety, massive variety of clubs. We've got fantastic success in sports teams last year, but everybody should go along. We have music clubs, chess clubs, talk clubs, Lego clubs, loads of them. You'll hear about those in a few weeks. We have a homework timetable. You'll hear about that in a few days and so on. So there's lots going on, and we will communicate because Steve Walton runs the social media, and we look out on our Facebook page, and we do email you quite regularly. Whenever there's little things going on that you need to know, we will email you all. So pay attention to that, but trust us. You can go to work, trust that we will get on with our job of having your kids safe, happy and successful. A final comment, I am idiosyncratic, I am militant. I came into teaching to work on working class education, particularly literacy. I'm still here shouting about inclusive secondary education, and we have now been told that our electricity bill will go up from 80 grand a year to 400 grand a year. A 5% pay rise for teaching staff and everybody else, first rise in 10 years, is going to cost us 350 grand extra. That's 750 grand extra I've got to find, and we haven't got it. So you will see me, you might even see me on TV, but you'll hear me on local radio and on my own radio show, and I will write to you and keep you informed. We need government help on this so that your children can be safe, because I've got to have the lights on, I've got to have the heating on, I've got to cook their food. Happy, because their teachers are not freezing cold or boiling hot or trying to use chalk and blackboards. They're using all the computer technology we got. And successful, because that's what we're here to do, for your kids to make progress at this school where Ofsted said all children make progress regardless of ability. So support me, support the school, support your child, and we're going to have a great time together, and your kids will be happy, safe and successful. Email me if you disagree. Trust. Thanks very much. Enjoy the term. Bye now.